It's so common for me to talk to couples who haven't touched each other in years.
I know. Isn't that sad?
I'm just like, that's so sad.
It's so sad. And then the spouse, we have a whole book on married and alone, and the statistics on that are massively damaging. And
I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot from just the women that I know in my groups. It's like, I just feel like I had the kids to focus on. That's what I was trying to get at.
Right.
So it was fine. I was fine being alone because I had the kids.
I was functioning.
Now I don't have the kids and I'm not fine anymore.
No, because now you're looking for a relationship.
Right.
And the absence of that relationship becomes so painful. And the fact that you've invested 5, 10, 15, or 20 years of your life into something that doesn't have any return, you go, what am I doing? I only have so much time left. Now I'm in my 40s or 50s, and do I really want to be unloved the rest of my life? And that's a real question for those that are married and alone. And the married and alone material has lots of statistics on what they go through: depression, weight gain. I did a conference one time, in a women's conference, and a lady came up to me and said, I think she said, would you pray for me or something like that? And I looked at her. She was significantly overweight. She had low self-esteem, and I could just tell she was. I said, I don't mind doing this, but go home and ask your husband if he's looking at pornography. Okay. Because she had all the symptoms of that, but she was also living with intimacy anorexic, being starved. And a woman who is starved is different than a woman who's not starved. And a man who is starved is different. Okay. And then that does make you vulnerable. If you're even reasonably attractive and you're out there and you're starved, the other gender can smell it. And they can go, oh, well, that's not being cared for.
Right.
Like when you see a car that's not been washed, you can sense it and go, wow, that's interesting. And then they start complimenting. It can get into trouble. Okay. It's still, you make your own choices in that situation, but the pain is real. Actually, in the book, Partner Betrayal Trauma, you'll find this fascinating because you like to do research. So 3 different populations: women who are married to sex addicts, women who have been cheated on, infidelity, and women who have been starved by intimacy anorexia. We ran them through multiple tests, okay, pre and post. And I was expecting, like you would, well, there's going to be some variances here. We're going to either find this situation causes this causes this. But as I went through the research, and I went through it several times, what I was blown away with, Dr. Amen, was this. They were within 1 or 2% of each other on every single scale. So a woman who's being neglected is experiencing the same PTSD as a woman who is being cheated on, or a woman who's married to a sex addict. She has the same symptoms exactly. And so they're the kind of the silent pain that we don't hear, except for like you and I. They come to our office and they say, hey, we haven't had sex in 10 years. And intimacy anorexic is doing some very bad things. Okay, it's not kind to starve somebody of physical affection. It's not kind to not praise them. Okay, it's not kind to continually point out the 2% you don't like about them when they're 98% perfect and you're less than that. Right? Okay, and it just continued to build this wedge, and it's intentional. That's the thing, because they're in an object relationship with self as well as others. So if they're not in the good box, they feel like they're in the all bad box. They're either all bad or all good. Okay.
So is the intimacy anorexic the person who's not getting love? Or is it the person who's not giving love?
The person who's not giving it. It's the person who's actively withholding
to one. And so what do you do about that?
Well, if you're married and alone, I would definitely, first of all, get informed. Just, you can go and look at intimacyanorexia.com. Get informed, because you'll be reading your life story in the 2 books, Intimacy Anorexia and Married and Alone. You'll be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And we get thousands of phone calls a year because of that. It's like, this is what I'm dealing with. I didn't know what it was. Then get help. They can do intensives, they can do phone counseling, but it has to be in connection to that. Now there's intimacy anorexia book, workbook, step book, there's groups.
But help us with this podcast. What are some steps
practical
people
tips
can do if you're married to an intimacy anorexic?
Well, again, find out, make sure it is what it is. Okay. All right. And if it is intimacy anorexia, then you can ask them to read the book or watch the video. Now, I usually say, watch the video together. And if they get up from that video and they're angry and mad at you, you're not in a situation that's probably going to change.
Or if they say, I don't know what you're talking about, everything's fine.
If this is like, oh my gosh, this is me. Now there's hope. There's hope. Because
so what do you think? What are the chances that they're going to, that someone who's doing that is actually going to go, okay, I have a problem.
We've had many.
Really?
We've had many who, I'll never forget this lady who called the office and said, I just watched your DVD. That's me. And my husband is in so much pain. I can't believe I've done this to him. Because sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. And sometimes, like, you've written many books and you give them paradigms, and people will say, oh, well, that paradigm fits. Oh, that helps me because now there's a solution because now I have a paradigm that makes sense, right? And when you give them a paradigm of like intimacy and anorexia and it works and the solutions work, they're happy. And some people don't want to be that way. They don't want to be withholding. They don't have the skills to do it. And the work gives them the skills to do it. And then they start liking intimacy. I can't tell you how many, I can think of hundreds, of, not more than that, probably more than 1,000, where the intimacy anorexic was the one who was really loving it. It's like, oh my gosh, I can share my feelings and it's safe. Oh my gosh, I can give and receive praise. I didn't know I could do that.
So they just never experienced it.
They didn't experience it.